What's up guys? Today's video we are trying new items that are out at Panera. I am so excited about this video because some of these items look so delicious. They actually have like over 10 new items out right now. There are so many. So I saw this posted on Instagram and this kind of shows their new breakfast items. They have a new candy cookie cinnatops, a choco chipper cookie cinnatops, as well as a fudgy brownie cinnatops, which I got all of those. I wanted to try all of them. And then they also have new cinna scrambles, which look really good. A ham, egg, and cheese, a bacon double take, and then a steak and wake. So unfortunately, aside from the cinnatops, I wasn't able to get the other items because those are only available for breakfast, which I think you have to order before 10:30. But luckily I managed to get the cinnatops, so excited about that. And then they also have some new lunch items as well. They have a toasted garden caprese, a chicken bacon rancher, ciabatta cheesesteak, toasted Italiano. They have a lot of new salads, and then they have some new drinks as well. And then they have a bunch of enhanced items, which I guess are like previous menu items that they've just made better. Yeah, Panera has really outdid themselves. I don't go to Panera often, but whenever I saw all these new items, I was like, okay, I need to go. So I'm actually gonna pop up my receipt on the screen. Now, like I said, I wasn't able to get everything. I just kind of got like a few items, but I did get all of the cinnatops. I also got the chicken bacon rancher sandwich because that one kind of looked the best out of all of their new sandwiches. I believe it comes with chips. And then I got the pomegranate hibiscus tea. But yeah, I'm excited to say we have secured our Panera bag. So we got everything in here. Also, just to go over the price, which y'all saw the receipt, total for all this, we paid $26.60, which actually isn't too bad. Like, those cinnatops were only $4.79, and I did get one of them half off because I ordered online. I mean, compared to what Panera usually charges, I feel like for these items and how many toppings they have, $4.79 isn't bad. Also, I am gonna get into some book talk. You guys, I have absolutely devoured 2 books in the last like 3 days, totally binged them, and I really want to talk about them with you guys and maybe convince y'all to read them. I'm kind of gonna do like a mini review on the books, but I'm not gonna get into that until maybe the second half of the video. That way, for those of you who aren't interested in books, don't have to like sit through it. Okay, so I believe this is the chicken bacon rancher sandwich. So let's see. Ooh, it does look very delicious, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of the filling. I don't know. Okay, so there's the inside. Honestly, I don't really see much bacon. I mostly just see chicken, and I guess it has some sort of ranch sauce on it. It does look very delicious, but for $9, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a little bit more. Here's the best part, you guys. Our cinnatops. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one must be the fudgy brownie one. Wow, that looks amazing. Oh, we also have our chips. Can't forget our kettle cooked potato chips, my favorite. And then, oh, this is the one with M&Ms on it. Oh my gosh, she is glorious. I must say, how delicious does that look? Wow, she is a stunner. And then last up we have the candy cookie cinnatop. It's like chopped up cookies with chocolate drizzle on top, and then it has some sort of sugar crystals on it. That one looks pretty. These all look delicious. Oh, I'm so excited. Real quick, you guys, before we dive into the food, I want to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Upside. You guys, I am in my cashback earning era, and Upside makes that so easy to do. It is a free app that you can download on your phone, and you can earn cash back at so many different places. Gas stations, grocery stores, eating out. I know we are a bunch of foodies on this channel, and you can earn cash back on eating out through Upside, which is so nice. Personally, I love using this app for restaurants and when I eat out because I am spending that money already. I might as well get cash back on those purchases. I also love using it for cash back on my gas because let's be honest, gas can be pricey. So earning cash back on the gas really adds up, which you can then cash out to your bank account or for gift cards. There's actually over 100,000 gas stations, restaurants, and grocery stores available on the app. So pretty much no matter what you're going out to get, you should be able to find somewhere on the Upside app that will give you cash back for what you're purchasing. Just to give you all an idea of what you can make on Upside, top earners are getting as much as $300 per month, and then frequent users are getting as much as $340 per year, which is pretty good for just uploading your receipts to a free app. Since I know most of us on this channel love food, I'm gonna give you all some examples of restaurants you can get cash back at on the Upside app. So first thing I see is Jersey Mike's offering 5% cash back. We have Cold Stone 5% cash back. Frida's Mexican Kitchen, which is a Mexican restaurant by us, is giving 6% cash back. Papa John's 5% cash back. We got Dunkin', Domino's. As you can see, there are IHOP 22% cash back. I mean, come on, you guys. I think y'all see my point. There's so much money waiting to be earned using the Upside app, which again is free. If you guys are interested in joining the top Upside earners who are making as much as $300 a month and finding out how much you can earn, click the link in the description to download Upside and use my code DaisySoo to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. I also have a QR code that you can scan as well. And again, use my code DaisySoo to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Okay, I think I might have got 2 of the Cinnatops mixed up, but this one is actually the candy cookie Cinnatop. This one has like sugar cookie chunks, M&Ms, and some sort of frosting drizzled on it. Let me actually get y'all up close and personal with this thing. I mean, come on. That looks pretty daggone delicious. I think they made these this morning, so it's not super gooey or anything. Mmm. Wow, that taste is delicious. Mmm. The cinnamon bun is actually really good. I can say these are probably way better in the morning, and then if you do get them kind of later in the day for lunchtime, I would definitely take them home and pop them in the microwave because it's very tasty, but it's not fresh. Their Cinnabon's really good though. Check out the bottom. I mean, you can really taste the cinnamon on the inside. It doesn't quite give Cinnabon a run for their money, but this is pretty dang close to the satisfaction that Cinnabon gives. Okay, I think I just got my first M&M on that bite. It's a good combination. Once you get to this part, cinnamon roll, wow. Okay, I will say that is incredibly sweet, but so delicious. If you have a sweet tooth, this will definitely satisfy it. Okay, next up, this one I believe was the Choco Brownie Fudgy Brownie Cinnatop. This one feels a little bit more fresh, actually. I want to say it's probably not, but the frosting on the top kind of feels more fresh. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks crazy. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, this one I think is less sweet than the candy cookie we just had. It's still really good though. Let's just try the brownie part. Okay, the brownie on its own is not the best brownie that I've had, to be honest. Also, I need a sip of something, so let's go ahead and try our tea. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Good, but not sweet at all. You definitely taste the floral flavor of the hibiscus. I'll say I do like it better than regular unsweetened iced tea, if that says anything. Okay, so between this one and the candy cookie one that we just had, I definitely prefer this one, the one with the M&Ms on it. This one is good, but the brownie I'm not a huge fan of. Like, the brownie parts I could honestly do without. Don't love that as a topping as much as the ones that were on the candy cookie. The icing's delicious though. Okay, last up we have the Choco Cookie Cinnatop, which I feel like, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think this one may be my favorite. All I can do is try it. I think after I get done filming this video, I'm definitely going to take these home and save them to later be put either in the microwave or the oven. Because like I said, if you don't get these fresh in the morning, they need to be heat up for sure. It's not that they're stale, but again, they're just not super fresh. Okay. Chocolate chip cookies actually really good. This one may be the sweetest out of the three. This one is probably the second sweetest. Actually, hold on. It just got a little flavor of sea salt. That's what that is. Okay, the little crystals on top is actually sea salt, not sugar. So you kind of get a little bit of a salty taste with this one. So actually, I'd probably say this one is sweeter. Okay, I gotta say, for the Cinnatops, their cookie pieces are way better than the brownie pieces. Like, this one looks really awesome, I'm not gonna lie. This one looks freaking sick. The brownie pieces just aren't doing it for me though. I'm assuming they sell a brownie all on its own, so let me know if y'all like just their regular brownie. But I do think their cookies are better. Okay, quick ranking on the Cinnatops before we get into this chicken bacon rancher sandwich. Honestly, the way I had them today and how fresh they were, I gotta give those like a 5 out of 10. I think once you heat them up in a microwave, or if you just got it fresh, it'd probably go up to maybe like an 8 out of 10 for the chocolate chip, 7 out of 10 for the sugar cookie one with the M&Ms, and then probably 6 out of 10 for the brownie. Yeah, I think that's going to be my ranking. I do really want to try them fresh to see if they're better that way though. But overall, I enjoyed the taste. I mean, they were super sweet, so it's kind of hard to dislike it when there's a rush of sugar going to your brain, you know? Okay, time for the sandwich. We'll munch on this and then we'll get into the books. Okay. Now this is delicious. You can actually see more of the bacon peeking out on this side. I definitely taste the bacon for sure. This is really good. The bread is actually so soft too. And the ranch isn't overkill. Wow. I would totally order this again. Y'all already know with the sandwich, we gotta eat some of our chips. I gotta say, I really love their chips. So good. Okay, we're gonna keep munching, but let's go ahead and talk about the books. So these are the two books that I wanted to talk to you guys about. We have The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson, and then we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which I know Ali Hazelwood is really popular in like the romance book world. This is actually my first book by her, and I absolutely loved it. Let me just say, these two books I absolutely devoured in the last 3 days. Like, I am not joking when I tell y'all, these books currently are living rent-free in my mind, and they will do so for a while. I think this one is gonna live rent-free in my head for the rest of my life. That's how much I loved this book. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this one first because this is the one that I read first, and I'll just say it is way different than anything I've ever read before. After I read it, I was like, wow, that was totally unhinged, but I absolutely loved it. Now, this book follows Lo and Misery. So Lo is the main male character and Misery is the main female character. And Misery is a vampire while Lo is a werewolf. And even more so than that, Lo is an alpha. Now, I'm not going to go into like what alpha means, but basically, if you guys are interested in getting into werewolf related books. I would highly recommend looking up the Omega verse and like terms that come along with the Omega verse, because there's a lot to it, and I was kind of learning as I went. Now this is a really good introduction to the werewolf world of fiction novels, because she does a good job at explaining some of the terminology. That's why I would say read this book before you read this one, because this one has a lot of terms and she really doesn't explain any of them at all. But yeah, I would just, if you're interested in werewolves, look up Omega verse so you can kind of see what all the terms mean. But anyway, so yeah, you have Lo and Misery, and the world that they live in consists of 3 species. You have humans, werewolves, and then you have vampires, and none of them like really get along. There's a huge history of conflict between all 3 species, but currently the humans and the vampires kind of have like a treaty between them. Hard to eat and talk, you guys. So basically the way the humans and vampires have kept peace with each other is by sending each other collateral, which is actually one of their own. The collateral is typically also young children. So they take a young children of a high-ranking member of the vampire councils to go to the human territory, and then one of the human children of the human politician leaders, political leaders, whatever you want to call it, will go to vampire territory. And then if any conflict happens or if they break the treaty, the child dies on either side. That's kind of how they keep the peace between the 2 species. Misery, who's the main female character, was the collateral when she was a kid, and she had to be collateral for 10 years. So she lived in human territory for 10 years and she ended up, you know, kind of blending into the humans. Anyways, that is a lot of backstory on the book. That probably doesn't matter, but I just loved the plot so much of the book. That's the thing about this. It has such a good plot while it also has romance. It's very smutty, so if you don't like smut, actually both of these books are very smutty. This one is even more smutty. So if you don't like smutty books, this isn't for you. But anyways, all that to say, the main premise of this book, Bride, is Misery has to go into a fake marriage with Lo to bring peace between the vampires and the werewolves, because the humans are starting to side more with the werewolves and they're kind of losing their peace with the vampires. So they create this whole elaborate fake marriage between Lo and Misery. It's kind of like enemies to lovers, but not really, because they're not really enemies at the beginning. I would say it's more so, it's kind of just like their families hate each other and they go into the whole fake marriage, and with that blooms their relationship. But I really like it because it has the mating aspect in it, and something about the mating concept I just love in books. I love having a strong alpha male character that kind of claims the woman as his, and he's protective over her and possessive. I love a good possessive main character, I gotta be honest. I don't know what it is, but I love that. So you get that. And the whole mating concept is kind of similar to imprinting in Twilight. So if you guys have at least seen Twilight before, where Jacob imprints on Renesmee and the whole like imprinting thing between the werewolves, that is kind of like what is in this book between Lo and Misery, where the werewolves will kind of imprint on someone and that is their mate. It doesn't always go both ways, but I love the concept in this book where it's a vampire and a werewolf romance together. And yeah, it's just so good. Okay, now for this book. This one I actually loved so much more, and that's because the main male character of this book has my heart. In my fantasy world, I am mated to Noah. So the fake mate follows Noah and Mackenzie. They are actually both werewolves. They're both shifters, which means that they can shift into a wolf, which in this book, Lo can also shift into a wolf. But he's an alpha. Okay, it has such a cute cover too. But yeah, Noah is an alpha and Mackenzie is an omega, which means, I think, so hard to explain, but omegas basically like go into heat and they can reproduce a lot better or something like that. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, she's an Omega, he's an Alpha. Biologically, they're like meant for each other in the werewolf world. I'm not gonna go into the whole premise of this book, but this one is also fake dating. So it's not fake marriage, but it is fake dating. It's also Grumpy Sunshine, which I love a good Grumpy Sunshine trope. That is my favorite. This one doesn't fully dive into the whole mating concept, but it is very much like they are scenting each other and marking each other, which I guess is really common in the werewolf universe. It's kind of a lot to dive into, but for the fake mate, the smut starts a lot earlier and there is more of it. Now, a lot of people in the reviews that I read said the smut was too much, but honestly, I didn't mind it because I love Noah so much. I love just reading the scenes with him. And Mackenzie I like too. I definitely preferred Misery in Bride. I preferred her character over Mackenzie's character in Fake Mate, but Noah has my heart, let me just say, okay? His love for Mackenzie is just so sweet. Like, I could not stop smiling throughout that book. I was giggling. I had way too much of a good time reading that book. Let me tell you, I had a good time reading Bride, but I had a very good time reading The Fake Mate. It's just such a fun read. I will say both of them very fun reads. If you're into werewolf and vampire romances, I highly recommend them. The smut scenes are good, okay? I'm just gonna say they're really freaking good. Like I said before, it's a little bit unhinged, so if you're kind of new to the werewolf world of romance books, it may be a little bit strange to you and off-putting, and you may totally hate it. A lot of people don't like these books, but like I was telling one of my subscribers, I am a sucker for weird stuff. Also, both of these books were recommended to me by my subscribers. So to those of you who recommended these books to me, thank you so much. I am so appreciative because, I don't know, there's just so many books, you know, that are being recommended and that you see in the bookstore. It's hard to know which ones to go for, but these so good. And now I am like going down this whole paranormal romance hole where I just want more paranormal romances. And then also, I do have the second book of A Court of Thorns and Roses. So we have A Court of Mist and Fury, and y'all, this thing is massive, okay? This thing is a brick. I haven't started it yet. I do have one more kind of fun, fast romance book that I think I'm gonna read before this one. I don't know why I'm delaying reading this book. I feel like it's just, these books are a lot more deeper than, let's say, these books. Like, this is just something fun to read. It's nothing serious. It's nothing deep. Don't take yourself too serious reading it, you know? Whereas this is more of like, you know, the characters have a lot more depth to them. There is way more of a plot, a storyline. There's a lot of world building. There's a lot of visualization that you have to mentally do to like keep up. Very fast paced. At least that's how I felt with the first one and what I've heard about this one. So I did really like the first one, and I'm just so curious what happens between, how do you say his name again? Rhysand, I think y'all said. I'm gonna just call him Rhys. Between Rhys and Feyre, I'm very curious to see what happens. Okay guys, well I'm gonna stop rambling. I know half of this video has just been me talking about books, but I don't have anyone to talk to books about with. I mean, I know I've been talking to some of y'all on Instagram about them, but I just need to verbalize my thoughts, okay? I need to speak about it out loud, and for those of y'all who care, yeah, y'all are my people. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me talk about books. But I love you guys so much. Let me know if y'all are gonna try any of these new items at Panera. Please drop a thumbs up down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.